Hey guys, Nolan and Jason here with Plumbing Webmasters.
Howdy.
So today's title is Dog Eat Dog, Destroy Competitors with This Plumbing SEO Signal, and E.E.A.T is spelled E.E.A.T.
Anybody who knows anything about SEO right now got that, but probably nobody
got that.
Understood
Nobody
why we
that.
put an extra E on there.
It's
the whole point of this.
Experience, expertise, authority, and trust. So it's a major factor in your ability to rank.
Right.
So you want to show up on maps, you want to show up on keywords, you want to show up when people type in stuff. It's largely going to be around this area.
And those four things are, as stated by Google, this is something they actually told us for a change. These are four sort of categories that the algorithm uses to rank you. It's not four factors, because each of those things has multiple factors that go into it. But it's kind of four categories that they divide ranking factors into.
There's probably hundreds of items within these four things.
Yeah, at least. Maybe thousands.
Maybe thousands. So experience might be, time. It could be words. Could be, expertise, same thing. Authority, I think authority has to do with time on, online.
Authority mostly has to do with content on your website discussing your product or service.
Right.
And also time online, like domain authority, but not exactly.
Yeah. So I want to offer some stuff that we'll talk about. So how to get in ranking, how to stay in ranking, what they're looking at, tools to help you do that, ways for you to be thinking so that you can hone in on what needs to be done to show up in your market. And I said this a lot on stuff, but I promise you that 99% of the other plumbers out there are not going to go this deep and can be beaten online.
Right.
And not beaten from some black hat SEO or trying to trick Google or slam links in out of the country or any of that kind of stuff. Just be beaten by showing Google proper branded digital signaling about your business in enough variety of ways that makes them feel comfortable to show you to the Google searcher.
Right.
So the user on Google is going to have a better experience with you than someone else, because Google thinks they will because of all the things that they're judging and seeing come through on your digital brand.
Right.
So I guess most people have a really basic website up. Let's talk about what goes wrong 90+% of the time. And really, if you want to get into the nuances of all the things you could do, it's 95, 98, 99% of the time.
Yeah.
So most people have a really basic website up that essentially never gets worked on.
Yeah. It might look nice. It might be gorgeous, but it's probably a template. The code is probably meh at best.
Yeah.
Or mid, as the kids are saying these days. Ask your kids when you get home; they'll get it.
Meh is now mid.
Well, no, meh is old.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
mid. That's mid, it means it's average, not very good. I hear that all the time. Though. Henry said that to me the other day. He's 8.
Mid on enough points through Google algorithm is actually a nice SEO parameter.
Sure enough.
Actually good.
But content is shallow, AI generated or whatever, and it's just not what Google wants.
So no content, too much content?
Either too much, not enough, or AI generated or bad, or it's the right amount, but it's badly written gobbledygook.
Right. So it's got a penalty on it because it's copied or an AI wrote it.
Yeah.
And they know.
And they do know. Those of you all excited about Chatbot GPT and OpenAI and all the stuff you may have been hearing about, they know.
The kids are excited about it.
Yeah.
I mean, about, term papers and whatnot. And all that. So,
but it's going to be soon that Google will have a tool available for educators, detect AI content.
They'll have to.
Yeah.
They'll have to.
Yeah, they'll put it out.
Yeah. Anyway, if you don't know what that is, we painstakingly do stuff by hand and have tools to help stuff be done by hand so that you don't get penalized, guys.
Right.
It's part of our job to know these things. You may not know all this stuff about the new AI coming, but we dabble in looking at it. We have to. But it's I don't think it's going to change the nature of like local search for a plumber, but it changes if a plumber goes to an agency. This is what we're trying to tell you. If you go to an agency that's a bad one, which is 99% of them, yeah, then they're going to do really poor quality work and attempt to skirt, writing a bunch of stuff, and they'll give you AI content, which will then get a penalty by Google.
Yeah.
So
and we've tested this. This is not just guesswork on our part. We've used these tools, tried them out, and tested it, and they catch it like 95% of the time.
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
They'll stamp all this stuff. I agree with Google and put some tells in there, and then have their software that can tell the tells on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There'll be people trying to get around it. But the point is, you don't want that in your business. You want like done work and everything done well. So most of the time, though, you can tell. So if you're a plumber, you have a website, you should know if your website's being worked on well or has good content in it. You should know if you have a blog. I think all blogs, I'm going to tell you, I think are bad at this point.
Yeah, they're almost
bar having 2 or 3.
Yeah.
For a couple of linking reasons, the blogs are bad. And if you have somebody writing blogs, it's probably bad. And it's bad to the point that's just going to penalize you.
Paying someone to write blogs every week is lighting money on fire.
Yeah.
And hurting you. It's lighting money on fire and then using the money to burn your house down.
Right. Actually hurting the business, actually losing ranking from doing
right.
that. So it doesn't mean you don't need content. It just means you need quality content that denotes expertise, experience, expertise, authority, and trust that Google can use to say, we trust this brand, and this content is great and can be shown to a Google user that searched for a keyword term.
Right.
And then they can send them to you and use that content to populate and have your map show up and your website show up. Now, if you don't do this, most likely you have a pretty sparsely written website or copied content that's stagnant, stale, never gets worked on.
Yeah.
And you might slam in links to Google hoping to get, slam in reviews hoping to get your map to show up. And I guess the problem with this is that it's such a one-sided effort that it's not enough signaling for them to trust your brand in the first place.
Well, I actually read an article that a bunch of reviews and not much effort anywhere else, because you're not putting in effort anywhere else, Google may actually look at those reviews as being suspicious, like
right.
You faked them.
Right.
Because you're not doing anything else legitimately. Why would you think this is legitimate?
Nolan Walker here for Data Pens. You may not know, but I own a software company, and we have a proprietary software called Data Pens, DATAPINS. You can search it at datapens.com. This is not white labeled. I actually own this piece of software, and I made it for you. It was made for contractors. You can actually take pictures of jobs, up to 6, make a caption about the material, the brand, the situation, the repairs, and post that back to your individual pages on your website, just like that. It's super simple. Anyone could use it. It also texts and emails your clients direct links to your reviews, so it helps reputation and reviews, which helps conversion and map placement. The geo coordinate gets grabbed by Data Pens, and Google can tell where you are. So instead of them just seeing reviews, they see all jobs or even estimates that you do. This vastly outperforms just getting reviews. Helps the map show up, helps organic keywords. And remember, those captions that you're putting in there help expand the keywords per page, and it's great regular content. I love it. We made it just for you. It is organic optimization on steroids for both your website, your rankings, and the map placement. Check out Data Pens. I think you'll be happy you did. Yeah, so they told us about E.E.A.T as an algorithmic parameter, but they also told us a long time ago, really, that they liked reviews from BBB. I think that's the one they used.
Yeah, BBB is actually a major trust factor.
So
you probably think that they only care about their own reviews. They look at reviews from every platform, and BBB is actually considered a primary source.
Yeah, so you can't just throw up a cheap website, basically. And then I have people all the time come up to me, and I have pretty, I'm obviously blunt with people about it, but respectful. And the guy said, we can use someone's site a lot of times, but in this case, he had a Wix site. And he said, can you use my site? And I said, I could. You bought the cheapest, dead-ass cheapest website you could get, correct? And he's like, yeah. Do you think we should use your website? And he said, no. And I'm like, No, we shouldn't
That
use
is the correct answer.
we should not use this website because it's missing so many algorithmic parameters. So just the schema code and content and other stuff that's going to go into that's functionality
Yeah.
is going to hurt the ability to show up in ranking. So they're going to look at design code content, your Google map, the amount of, yes, the reviews you get on Google, but also other platforms. And in general, signals that come in from around the web about your brand. And a lot of them you can affect and help besides just the review with things like tools like data pins. It's a proprietary software tool that we have in a different company. And it allows you to take photos of jobs, write captions like just replace a Rinnai tankless water heater, tag it to your water heater page or your tankless water heater page, maybe even a city page, put in the client's cell phone number and hit pen. And it takes like 60 seconds out in the field. It grabs the geo coordinate and throws that on a red pin drop wrapped in schema, which looks like a digital hand raise.
Right.
And with the photos and the caption on the individual page or pages on the website, and puts it to the Google account and texts the client links to reviews at the same time. Now, a couple of things about that. One, you might have, let's say, 50 reviews, but you've done 700 jobs. So now they see all 700 jobs.
Right.
So
this literally addresses the first E in E.E.A.T experience.
So now they see everything.
Experience in the field.
They're like, oh my God, we didn't know, we had no idea that Cowtown Plumbers was doing all this work.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, we're going to recognize.
Yeah, you had 700 service calls last year. This is amazing.
We tried as hard as we could, but we only got 50 Google reviews, few Facebook, few BBB. But no, sir, we did 700 jobs. So everybody's missing all of their credit for the jobs they do. DataPin solves that one and helps the map show up. And then when they write captions like just replace a Rinnai tankless water heater, Google said, we didn't know that Bob worked on Rinnai tankless water heater. We saw the tankless water heater page.
We saw he did water heaters and tankless, but we didn't know brands that he
we didn't know. Yeah, thanks for validating work done in this category on this page, by the way. And by tagging where you were with unique photos that count as unique content that's relevant to user search. And thank you for telling us some technical detail on experience, expertise, like filling us up with this. So now we know what other things you're working on. Yeah. And a lot of this, by the way, coincides with what users are searching. And since we feel better about your E.E.A.T, we're going to show you. And lo and behold, now you show up for Rinnai tankless water heaters.
Yeah. And when people know the brand of the appliance or material in their house, they will search it. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff for plumbers, like people don't generally know who made the pipes, right?
Right.
But they know who made the water heater. They know that.
There's a lot of other weird stuff that happens with plumbers too, like roots in line or 3-inch cast iron pipes that need descaling and types of toilet problems. And there's little things.
Hose bibs. And that's one of the big ones that seems like it's insignificant. And because people think it's insignificant, it's so easy to get ranked for it if you talk about it.
It is. And you pick up another client and you can talk about shutoff valves and connections to the street and all this weird stuff that people actually. So 50% of all search, and we talk about this. I'm going to keep talking about this a lot because people.
It's important.
It's important. People miss it. So 50% of everything that somebody types in might be plumber, plumbing company, emergency plumbing repair, stuff like that. But 50% might maybe clog, drain, clean, but 50% is weird stuff like repair Rinnai tankless water heater, Fort Worth TX.
Yeah.
So that's the keyword, and nobody went for it. And half of all keywords are what they call low search volume, or what we would call like a long tail.
Right.
So somebody can roll into a market with data pins, do a technical base caption. As they're doing it and raising their hand and getting the GPS coordinate with photos and GPS and captions, they're solving the issue with E.E.A.T, giving Google the branded digital signaling in a myriad of ways, texting the client to get more reviews, and getting credit for every single job done.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
Yeah,
and now they show up for other stuff.
Expanding their basic keywords. I had a client a while back call, and they were 100% focused on the keywords plumber with a location or plumber near me. They didn't want to talk about anything else.
Right.
And I eventually broke out I output the data from their search console. And so I got to highlight it, and I send it like circled and send it to them. And I'm like, plumber near me is this one, which you're on the first page for, but you're number 5. So admitted that could be better. But you're number 1 for these 40 long tail keywords, the volume of which those 40 together was 5 times the volume of search of plumber.
That's
near
awesome.
me.
I wish you tell me who that is later.
I
but
don't remember.
Oh.
I'd have to go see if I could find it again. But it was just like, so you could have this, or you could have all these.
Right. You can have both is the thing.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But the point is that people miss all these keywords.
Yeah. This one being number 5 does not mean you're doing badly.
Right.
It actually, because all of these being number 1 means you're doing really well.
It's a major miscalculation. Just, you're not going to get number 1 for everything, but the more 1s, 2s, 3s, 5s that you get in mapping and the keyword rankings, you'll eventually win. I always used to tell people when you talk to them more than I do on this stuff now for like analytics, but you're not going to win every battle, but our clients always win the war because we've got so much keywords inherent with the system.
Yeah. I mean, I'll see a primary keyword will have like 150 impressions.
Right.
And then I'll see 40 long tail keywords and they only have 4 or 5 impressions each.
Right.
But that's hundreds more when you add them all up.
Right.
And that's what DataPins does.
Yeah, especially if you're in a major market with all these things. It's crazy how many keywords you can pick up. Nolan Walker here with Plumbing Webmasters. I'd like for you to consider becoming a client. We have a lot of great people that work here at the company. We help hundreds of clients. We've done this for 12 years now. We help clients dominate online. We're a digital marketing agency. I honestly don't think there's anyone better than us at this point in time. We'll help you with your design, your code, your content. We'll help you rank on Google Maps. We'll help you reputation reviews organically. We even have proprietary software that I own in a different company called DataPins, D-A-T-A-P-I-N-S. DataPins allows you to post pictures of jobs with captions and geo coordinates right onto the website. It'll take 90 seconds. A 12-year-old could use it, but you'll be able to post daily and get daily activity, great content. It even posts it back to your Google account. It even texts and emails the client. So one simple thing where you pick a couple of photos you took, wrote a caption, put in the client's cell phone number and hit pen, and boom. And then that is in addition to all the other things that we do for you for SEO. We can also help with paid ads and other things too. But man, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call. You can check us out at plumbingwebmasters.com. DataPins fixes the problem of E.E.A.T along with other high-end things that we do here. So our job is to help someone's digital branded signaling, which is SEO, by the way.
Yeah.
That is SEO. That's proper SEO. Most stuff that you hear is bullshit from everybody.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get you to buy leads on multiple platforms, tie into agreements and all that. We don't do things that way because not that we have a problem with it, but we are actually experts at getting people up in organic where 70+% of the clicks are. People click on a non-paid item, your map, your keywords, your reviews and reputation, anything on search engine not paid. I'm going to have to start using the word search engine again after all this crap going down.
Yeah, Microsoft is...
Holy shit, man.
May actually be getting...
They might get some business.
Getting a piece of the pie. For those not aware of the drama in search in the last month, there was an AI chatbot called ChatGPT that started getting a lot of buzz. You could go on this thing and you could ask it questions in natural language, not like roofer near me or... not like
it's
normal
not really
going
to affect.
Yeah, it's not yet doing looking for business, but like just for informational search. If you were just looking for something, whereas normally you'd put in like a couple of keywords.
How did this war start?
In order to find the Wikipedia entry.
Yeah,
this thing would actually
answer the question
for you. Like might spit out 2 or 3 paragraphs.
But Microsoft bought it for $10 billion.
Yeah, Microsoft bought it, has within like a 30-day period, bought it, integrated it into Bing, and it's integrating into Microsoft Edge, their browser now. Google said, oh, well, we've got an AI chatbot too. And just this week, they did a preview of it, and Google's AI chatbot actually got its answers wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like...
It was worse than Elon smashing the window on
the Cybertruck.
Yeah, because the Cybertruck...
It's bulletproof.
The Cybertruck still ran.
Yeah.
Their version wasn't working.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, but it was worse than Elon smashing that window. But the thing is that when we normally have these podcasts and videos, we only talk about Google.
We just say Google.
And every once in a while, someone will say, well, do you optimize for the rest of the search engines? Well, there really aren't any other search engines. Google's like 90% of them.
Yeah.
But yes, it shows up on Bing and Yahoo if you even count that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Yahoo gets its results from Bing.
But people don't know that.
Bing scrapes Google results to inform its results. So it was really 100% Google, if we're being honest.
People have said that.
But that may be changing.
Yeah, so there's some stuff going down. And by the way, if just to paint this a different way, we could do a podcast about this, but paint it a different way for you. It's simply artificial intelligent assisted search. Your local brands, we don't see any changes on that.
It's going to use the same signals and information.
Right.
So even if the format changes or we all switch over to Bing in the next 2 years, which would be shocking, but you never know.
Happen. Yeah.
You're still going to have to do the same stuff.
What they got, though, was a new generation. Yeah. So young, I don't think Google's going to lose hardly anything personally, and they'll probably fix their crud pretty quick.
Yeah.
But a new group of people is all got over to there.
Yeah, is all of a sudden looking at Bing and using Microsoft stuff where they had been ignoring it for a decade.
I'll say this to segue back to E.E.A.T.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's all right. They're stinking smart, man. To the point that this is 2023 is the year AI entered search engines.
Yeah.
And if you think you don't have to like throw out some more signals to show up, you crazy.
Yeah.
Like you just flat crazy at some point. So, and the good news is you can show up in ranking and you don't have to have artificial intelligence on your website, but you damn sure got to put out some signaling on your digital brand.
You have to have data for the artificial intelligence to feed off of.
And they're going to feed off of somebody's, and you could show up because I'm telling you, I've done this for 13 years. All of your peers are remiss, like 99% of them. There's not more than two or three people in your market that would even hold a candle to what we are going to bring to the table for you, should you employ us.
Most of your peers are minimum. Like your next best competitor is probably at least 5 years behind.
Yeah. They're just
Maybe
up there.
Worse,
they're up there because of some experience, some authority, some trust. Like they're up there because they've been up there.
And they're up there because nobody else has done better. All of them are behind. Nobody's
That's what I
at
meant.
the cutting edge.
Yeah. Everybody's behind. You just need to put out better digital signaling.
Right.
And then AI will love you, and then you'll show up and search for your brand when people type in words. All the other stuff that we're talking about, extra words, that's just extra crap we give you.
Yeah.
That's actually legit. Normally when you hear this stuff, people say, oh, Nolan, I hear this from everybody. I said, no, you don't. You don't hear any of this. We didn't sell you on paid. We didn't tie you down term agreement, ask for a lot of money down. We're less than other people. We have proprietary software that satisfies E.E.A.T. and does all this, that, and the other. No one has that.
We have proprietary software that was addressing E.E.A.T. before it was E.E.A.T.
Like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah, when I told this story in another podcast, when we heard about the new E experience getting added, we're like, well, crap, what does this mean? And we go and we look at all the specs and we look at Google's descriptions of it. Noel and I were literally sitting in a room together, and I said, this is what it says. We were in my office, and we looked at each other and we both went, data pins.
That's data pins.
It was just like, we're already doing that.
Data pins will take you 60 seconds a job. It'll change your signaling to the better and give tons of E.E.A.T. to them and expand everything. It'd be great. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll be happy to help you. It's been 13 years, man. We've helped a lot of people. We'd love to have you as a client. We're pretty easy going about it, and we'll answer any questions that you got about it. And I think we're head and shoulders best deal that's ever existed at this point.
For the results, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Like and subscribe.
That's right.
Call the number below.
See ya.
Take it
Bye.
easy.